Good morning, this is Rob with Next Truck Sales, and I want to take this opportunity and introduce you to our 2016 Kenworth W900 dump truck. This truck features a Cummins engine with an 18-speed manual, and it's got a steerable pusher axle. The front axle there is a 20,000 pound, you got 46,000 pound rears in the back. We had a little bit of snow the other day, so and then we got a bit of a thaw going on here, so I'll walk you around the truck. I'll get the box up in the air, let you have a look and show you some of the good stuff and the not so good stuff, because if you're watching this video, don't have the luxury of coming to our yard, you kind of want to see what it is that you're getting. So one of the things I think that is worth talking about, obviously being a used dump truck, is that they get worked pretty hard. We've put this truck through the shop. We've done the DOT inspection and service. The truck is ready to go. It's going to have no leaks, no lights. Everything's working, and the truck is ready to go to work. It's not perfect though, so I'm going to point out some of the features on it that I think you should probably see, and then we'll go from there. For example, if you have a look here, obviously the bumper is no longer straight. It's secure. It's just not pretty anymore. I'm going to pop up the hood here and get you a look underneath here. Probably let the snow melt a little bit more before I end up with snow all over myself. Have a look here so you can see, you know, your chicken lights aren't all the same color anymore. We've got Hankook steer tires on here. They're probably 70% tread, a little bit of shoulder wear going on, which is pretty typical for a dump truck. We've got Durabrights on here. You can see we've got a little bit of wear on the wheels themselves, but the Durabright actually keeps the coating on there, keeps it fairly shiny. We've got a brand new pusher tire. This I believe is a 385. I'm looking here. It's a 385 tire, Chinese offshore, and you can see the steerable pusher. When I get the box up in the air, we'll get a much better look at that. This is your hydraulic tank. You got a little bit of a storage box in here. Let's have a look inside and see what kind of surprises are in here. So we've got some, looks like salt and a jug of windshield washer fluid. You've got the Hendrickson suspension on the back, airbag suspension. We've got Chinese virgin brand new drive tires. These are good lug tread for traction. Aluminum wheels. Okay, we're gonna get this up in the air in a minute. For now, I'll just give you a look. So we've got some chicken lights in the pintle plate. This is not plumbed for a pup. It does not have a coal chute. It does not have a pintle hook. It's just a simple dump truck. Aluminum wheel on the back again here. So we've got 8 brand new Chinese virgin tires. You know, it's funny, you look at, some people will go run out and put Michelin tires on a dump truck, which to me is, you know, Michelin's a great tire and everything, but what happens is, you know, the tires end up getting trashed, whether they're made in China or you know, here, and what ends up happening is you end up having to go out and buy a, you know, $500 or $600 tire instead of just getting cheap replacements like these. So another brand new tire here, another Chinese. This is a 385/65. Okay, we've got our def tank. You've got your steer axle controller is inside of there. We'll come back to that in a minute. I'm going to draw your attention to the box. So this is obviously, it was hauling aggregate. You can see, because you can see the stone chips that are on here. It's certainly not bad, but it is visible. You know, you've got some surface corrosion, but this is pretty typical. If it was a heated box, which I don't believe it is, and it wouldn't make sense that it would be, no it's not, then this would all be burnt up and there'd be nothing left of the paint that's on there. Come back around this side. This is the snow melting in the back. Have a look here. Okay, we've got a tarp. I'm going to get that up in the air. It'll be easier to get a video of it, and then you've obviously got the board on the top. So let me pop up this hood. I'm going to put the phone down for, this is a tricky hood. I'm going to put the phone down for 1 second while I pull the hood up. Filling myself with snow. There goes the snow. I'll take you around here and give you a look. This is what I didn't want to be wearing. So if you have a look here, you'll see the hood Cosmetically, it's in good condition. It does have a stripe on here that's peeling. Looks like maybe the pressure washer hit it. Okay, we've got, give you a look in the back here, fiberglass hood. It's got some custom LED lamps on there. Give you a look over here. It looks like maybe it had some wonky sort of an emblem on there at one point. We got a little bit of spider cracking going here on the fender, so maybe it bumped into something. On the back side, it's clean. There's no, doesn't look like there's any structural damage. Spider cracking can come if there was an impact at some point. Maybe it got hit by something that had come off on the road. Okay, over here, so we got twin steering boxes, another 425 steer, 70% some shoulder wear on the outside. Give you a look at that Cummins pan, dry, which is good. And I believe I'm gonna get this thing turned on. For now, I just want to walk around and let you hear my voice. Once we fire it up, it's going to be pretty hard to hear. I think it's at a 550. So that's a 550 Cummins, 1850 torque. Let's get a look inside of here. So we've got the VIT button tuck interior. We've got a Wide Ride Plus Bostrom, which looks like a half decent seat. It's pleather, leather, synthetic leather, if you want to call it that. For those of you that are curious about the emission compliance, it's kind of wore off, but complies with US emissions, complies with California emissions, and somewhere over here it'll have a certification. Obviously this was built as an incomplete vehicle, but then we have our final stage certification. This is important, so it just shows that the vehicle's complete. And then over here we've got some other stuff. So cabin chassis just shows your horsepower. It's a 2013 version of the engine, 391 rear axle ratio, and this is just your tire pressures and stuff. Okay, the most important one here is that it's got a final stage manufacturing label, which means that it's compliant. Somebody's added, looks like hardwood flooring, synthetic hardwood flooring, I can't tell. We've got a funky red steering wheel, which is kind of half wore off. You can see that it's genuine wood with some kind of plastic. Now let's get this thing started and let you have a listen. Yeah, and I'm looking down here at the floor. It's definitely not real wood because I can see it's kind of worn through. Okay, so we got the Kenworth nav, which seems to be working. 14,578 hours, 360 miles. We got good oil pressure. Okay, the engine is not up to temperature. Been running for about 10 minutes before I started this video. So I'll get the oil filler cap off for you and let you have a look at the blow-by. It's running good. We got a big high gear shifter here. Probably the first thing I would do was rip that out and just put the shifter back down to usual normal height. There's your brake release, air conditioning, and I'm going to get that box up in the air first. So I'm going to put the PTO on. I think, no, that's our air. I think it's this one. I honestly don't remember. I think it's that one. Let's see what we got. Nope. This is always a trick when you're in a new dump truck. Stack of switches. Try that. There we go. Okay, we got, so that would be, that's your PTO on and off. That one with the tape on. Dump up in the air. So we've got controls for the air tarp, the tailgate, and the hoist. We're going to leave the tailgate closed because I don't want snow dumped in the middle of the parking lot. I'll come out in a minute and just get you top now. neutral position. We'll have a look. Okay, so see the mast is in good shape. Don't see any hydraulic leaks or anything like that. There goes the snow, which right here just slid down to the bottom. Get a good look in here. You can see it's double frame. And you want to pay attention to the cross members and make sure that there's no cracks at any of the pivot points. So at any points where the cross members have been attached to the frame. And in this case, you can see it's all good. Okay, you want to pay attention to the pivots here as well. The airbags are down. That might have been one of the switches that I hit. Let's have a look inside the box. So there's our snow that I was mentioning I heard slide. And you can see it's slightly tapered at the bottom. Step to get out. Okay, we're going to leave it just like that. Okay, over here, you can see also good shape. The welds are in good condition over here, so that's secure. You can see your can for your air tailgate is in good shape. There's some suspension. Okay, so we've got double frame to there. At this point, it's a single frame. Okay, cross members are all in good shape. Looks like that diff has been resealed at one point. Okay, again, cross members. Frame all in good shape. Cab. Important part when you're looking at stacks on a DPF truck is that there's no black. Otherwise, we've got some issues. So I'm going to go under the hood. I'm going to take the oil filler cap off. Get a good look at the blow by that's going on this thing. And then I'll put that axle down and we'll get the airbags up. We'll see what all that good stuff does. It's going to be hard to hear me, so I just want to just run the video and let you have a look at the blow by. That's really the main thing, is to understand what kind of connection you're using. Let's have a listen, or a look rather. See if we get those bags up. Get that steering axle down. Steering axle. Switch. I'm going to take the PTO off. And there we go. That's our pegs. I guess it'd be helpful if I figured out all this stuff before I started my video, but that's what it is. Start pushing buttons, stuff will happen. Just don't do it while you're driving. Okay, what's our air pressure at? Okay, so our water's at 110. Our air pressure is up at 100. That might drop when we've got the dump body up. So we've got PTO is there. Lift axle. See what that does. There might be some switches inside of here. Yeah, okay, so our bags are up now. Let's see if we can drop that axle. got to be adjusted. There we go. Let's see if that's... Turn that out. Nothing's happening there. Ride, lift the axle, normal. Okay, so this is not going to drop it. If you look here, we've got the button normal. So if you want to lift the axle, you're going to turn that. If you want it to run automatically, you're going to do that. So we're going to leave it in the up-down position so that it can drop. And then we're going to try that switch again. Let's see what it does. That's our suspension. So we're going to leave that right where it is. I'm going to try that. And we're going to try that. That sounds good. Okay, so there you have it. So it's this switch here will drop your axle. And she's down on the ground now. There you go. I figured it out. Better than I give myself credit for. So let's get that dump body back down to the ground. Okay, here she comes. Try the air tarp. We'll try the air tarp when it's fighting gravity. So we'll wait till it's down all the way. Tarp. Let's give it a go. And let's see what it does. It should move. Might need some help. Starting to go. It's a kick. Just thinking about it. Here we go. Probably needs a shot of grease. Shaft looks bent as I look at it. That's not going to help. Let's try and bring it back into position. It comes back good. That's good. So there you have it. We've got our truck. I think that gives you a pretty good idea of what it is. It's got a fresh DOT inspection, fresh oil change, runs good. No check engine lights, cold air, warm heater, delivered to Buffalo. If that's where you're watching from, if you're watching in the US, we have a yard in the US where you'll take delivery. We rent a couple of spots from a mechanic down there. And there you go. So lift axle, steerable lift axle with an override. We've got the steel box, unheated, and hopefully that gives you a good idea of what we're looking at. If you have any questions, you feel free to give me a call. My number is 844-489-8789. It's Rob at Next Truck Sales. I hope to hear from you soon. Bye for now.